All right. Yo! What's up, everybody? My name is Chris Tutela. Once again, alongside my good friend, colleague, and co-host,
Ruben Borges. What's up, guys?
But not only am I alongside my good friend, Ruben Borges today, I'm also alongside my good friend,
A legend.
my brother, Tech Weiner Jr. Harry, welcome to the show, my man.
Hey, Chris.
Yes,
You
sir.
good?
How you feeling?
All right. Feeling
So,
good.
so Harry, you look fantastic, dude. I gotta say, you've come such a long way, and the reason we have you up on the show today is because I want you to explain and talk to the people at home a little bit about your process and what the last few months have looked like for you in regards to like your health and your fitness and the changes that you've made.
Okay. So basically, January, was the time I actually started taking pride in myself.
Right.
I mean, it started, I was 298 at one point, so
298 pounds.
so when I saw that on the scale, I was like, all right, change needs to be made.
Yeah,
So gradually, I started eating less meals. Nothing crazy, nothing healthy really, but I lost a little poundage. But then in January, I was like, all right, let's do it. Started with the protein shakes, push-ups, sit-ups,
Right.
gradually, working my way up until I got to basically 100, so 100 a day, walking pretty much, I guess, anywhere from basically 3 to 10 miles a day.
Okay. And before this, just so everybody knows, you were doing nothing, right? Like you had a very inactive lifestyle. You weren't very healthy.
I walked occasionally, of course.
Right, but as far as work, like as far as being conscious of this, like this wasn't something you really cared about. I'm talking about for the years leading up to
No,
this.
it was basically just motivating myself,
Yeah.
It seems like you hit a breaking point, and then you did the first thing. You just moved.
Yes.
Started moving. You knew the basic movements. Push-up. I think a lot of us all grow up knowing like how to do a push-up. You started adding that. You started walking more.
Yes.
Just probably getting rid of some of the crap foods that you were eating, and then from there you were saying you started seeing improvements.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, what besides getting on that scale and seeing a number, like, what prompted that change? Were you kind of just
I was like, I do not want to be over 300.
No,
that's 2 pounds away? No.
Okay. So you started doing your push-ups, you started doing sit-ups, you started walking. What was your nutrition like? Let's just say a year ago versus what your nutrition is like now and what you started to do.
Literally take out bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I mean, the same thing. We grew up with penny with vodka sauce. I mean,
Yeah.
And just basically a lot of garbage with what's it called?
What's that?
Like microwavable foods.
Oh yeah. Bullshit frozen TV
Yes,
dinners,
of course.
microwavable shit.
Right.
Preservatives. That's
It's
what
called shit. That's what it's called.
Fast food, of course. Mickey D's. I mean,
Processed
Wendy's,
foods.
Burger King. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good. Pizza.
Right. So a lot of fast food, a lot of junk, just kind of whatever. You weren't really conscious of what you were eating. You weren't really focused on that stuff. And exercise was basically non-existent, except for a little walking.
Walking to get my food.
Yeah, you go get your fast food, right?
Pretty much, and then eat a whole pie. I mean, not a good look.
So you get on the scale, you're like, fuck no, I'm not going to be over 300 pounds. And something triggered in you. And I want to bring this up because I noticed in you just like a total shift. It wasn't like, it was kind of like a complete 180, almost overnight, where you were always kind of like the guy who was just like smoking weed and chilling and eating whatever, not giving a fuck, right? And to all of a sudden, this guy who is now motivated and had a goal and was focused. So like, what has that experience been like for you? And like, what kind of, well, I guess the scale, on the weight on the scale is what triggered it for you. But what has that experience been like for you? Like, how do you feel now versus how you felt?
I definitely feel
In the
more
past.
confident in myself, and just,
Okay.
Just feel, and it just became a way of life,
Right.
Then it was just, I wouldn't say I was suppressed, but it was just kind of musical, You're big, and you can't really do much. I mean,
Right. Confidence is low and you don't feel good about yourself, right? So, insecurities, I would assume.
Yeah.
I mean, that's most people. You're not alone there, like
and,
for sure.
and me with my man breast, but
Yeah.
so that's just the way my family,
Genetics,
built.
right.
So you hit a breaking point. You were kind of like, just you know what? I've been going down this path. It's time to switch it up.
Yes.
And from all that, how you feeling?
Feeling good,
Much better, right? You'd say.
Focus more, definitely.
More energy.
Driven energy, of course,
Yeah.
I got sleep, 6-7 hours and, wake up.
Was sleep an issue before, or like?
No, never. I would sleep over 6,
okay.
And now, I could get up and just, basically
Right.
do a little exercise,
right? Yeah.
Right.
get a pump, and drink protein, nice
Yeah,
protein
there you
shake.
go.
And Harry, so since you've made these changes, what I've noticed in you is your drive not only for physical fitness, but now it's like your career. You have you shifted your focus on so many different things, and you seem so much more like present and more so like planning for the future than I've ever. And I've known you since we're 10 years old. If you guys don't know, Harry and I have been friends since the 5th grade. This is actually the guy who introduced me to the WWF back in the day.
Oh.
If it wasn't for Harry, I would have never watched my first pay-per-view event, which was SummerSlam. It was the Highway to Hell, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker.
Oh, that's a great one.
Remember that?
Yes.
He's like, oh, I've seen a lot of matches. No, it wasn't Hell in a Cell. It was Highway to Hell. It was the Highway to Hell. They had the AC/DC was singing the theme song for it.
I do remember that, actually.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it. I'm thinking
Stone Cold and The
Hell in a Cell, 'cause that
Undertaker.
was,
And it was the first ladder match that I ever saw. It was Triple H
and The Rock.
and The Rock.
Yeah,
Yes, for the
that was-
Intercontinental Championship.
Actually, that was an excellent match.
It was a great match. It was a great match.
Watch that.
Awesome.
Yep. It made me a Triple H fan because The Rock was a heel then. Yes. So, but I forgot where I was going with that. My point is, you're so much more focused and driven now
Yes.
in other areas. And do you feel like getting your health, your fitness, and your nutrition in check? Do you feel like that helped you become more focused and driven in other areas?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, so this was more so than just a physical change for you. I feel like internally you're transforming as an individual, and it's beautiful to see, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was hard, but now it's literally became just a way of life. I mean, I see the videos you post, and basically just motivated me.
Really?
A lot.
Oh, man, it's amazing. Thank you, dude. That means a lot to know that.
And then you reached out to Chris, right, about joining here at TTS
Of course.
and everything.
So.
It's great to see you here because you really, first day was a rough one, right?
Had to walk
Just
outside for a
world,
second.
you had to take a break. And, a lot of times that type of day, so just to kind of catch up, it was a leg day, first training day here. So sometimes, those type of days would kick your ass a little bit. But you just told me actually today you were on the beach for 5 hours before.
So he came here like sunburned and first leg day.
We want to make sure you made it really hard. So, but that type of day didn't stop you. And, you've been coming since, you're coming early. And you see how much better you feel now compared to that day. You
Of course.
have repeated that day that you did first.
Yes.
And, you've gotten a lot better at it. You've gotten stronger. The movement's been better. And so it's good to see that. I always like seeing when someone comes in and there's a day that kicks their ass, they come right back. And you weren't even late. You came again right on time when you have to, asking questions. And, you're definitely on the right path, man. Keep it up. That's
Appreciate
something
that,
works.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right.
It's awesome. And now that you're training here, what and I know it's kind of in the early stages for you, but like, what are the biggest things that you're noticing while training here versus the stuff? I know you were just doing the basic stuff on your
Of
own.
course. I mean, I feel, muscles that I never felt before.
Yeah.
Literally just, a nice tightness, a soreness. But
Right.
I feel
Nothing too crazy.
The legs, of course,
Mhm. Right.
and arms, chest,
And how do you feel training with the other people in the group, the people that are here with you?
Just having the people I know. I mean,
Okay. And do you feel like you're more motivated being around other people versus training on your own and doing this
of
yourself?
course, it's, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Is terrific.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everyone's, giving each other pounds. Everyone's, motivating each other. So
Right.
I like it.
That's great, man. That's great. Yeah, it's something I always tell people is like having, even if you don't have a place like this, maybe you're watching this and you live, work somewhere else, you don't live here in Jersey and they can't train here, is, find a good training partner, find a group of friends that you could train with, people that have the goals that you do, people that are going to hold you accountable and push you. That's why I always tell people it's so important to hire a coach because of that accountability. That factor alone is so important. Never mind all the guidance and structure and all that stuff that you get. But training alongside someone who has the same goals, like-minded people, that's going to propel you to the next level of success. And I'm glad that you're seeing it here, because when you're on your own, you can make progress, but you're only going to kind of get so far. Because I don't think that you have the time of the day to research training and nutrition and programming and all the stuff that we do. That's why it's our job. That's what we do for you, you know? So yeah, but it's great to see that you're now taking this to a new level, man, and making so much more progress.
I did the clubber leg thing, but I was like, let me do the Rocky thing.
He works alone. He trains alone. He's gonna win the title alone.
The Clubber Lang thing, I like the way you
Yeah, he has a big picture of Clubber Lang in his room.
It's hung right above my bed.
That's weird.
But it is a game changer. Just so you guys know, Clubber Lang, there's scenes in Rocky 3 where he's just doing sit-ups and push-ups, chin-ups on his own by himself, and you know, yeah, you want to, as you dominate that part, right now you want to get into like learning the foundational movement patterns that we always talk about: hip pinching, squatting, pressing, pulling, and you know, it's a game changer. You know, it's a new level where you're at, and to go back what you're saying, you're feeling different muscle groups.
Yes,
you know, learning how to hold your posture up, and
yeah.
You know, I will say this: in the last 2 weeks, you're dead there, right? Now we're just working the head movement a little bit.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. Sometimes
I'm so used to just doing that one. I'm like, you know.
But you know, you're feeling the difference now, so that's good, and you know, just continue because it's only going to get better. Yeah.
And now some people right now, Harry, they may be at that point where they're thinking of making a change, and they're at like an all-time low in their lives. Like I know I hit a low point in my life back when I was 20 and I was sleeping till 3:30 in the afternoon. I've told that story before, and I was drinking alcohol, I was eating McDonald's. Like that was my low for me, and that was a breaking point for me. But for you, like, can you explain that a little bit? Like, what was your low? Like, what did that look like? What did your day look like? And you know, some people may relate to that are going through similar things.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was miserable, but it just, you know, the day was just boring, you know, like, and, you know, I was like, all right, it's time to get back to work, you know, basically, and that 298, you know, I was like, gotta do it, you know,
Right.
I can't, I mean, obviously it's 300, you know, but I was like, I can't do it, I gotta get motivated, start working, you know,
Right.
Working on my body, working in life, working to get better, you know, so, basically, you know.
So what, let me ask you this. What advice would you give somebody right now who they feel like shit, maybe they're a little depressed, they're insecure, they're unhappy with the way they look, and they just don't know where to start? Like, what would your advice be as someone who's gone through this, and you're not an expert in fitness, like this isn't your background, this isn't something that you've never done before. What advice would you give that person at home watching this today?
Basically, don't listen, you know, to what other people think, what other people say about you, you know. Be comfortable with yourself, but want to better yourself, of course.
Right.
You know.
And just start, right? Like,
Yes.
one foot in front of the other. Like, you don't need the perfect plan, you don't need the perfect diet.
Yes.
Just starting this process,
And
right?
go one step at a time, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you don't, like, just so everybody knows, like you had zero knowledge of training or fitness or health or nutrition, right? You're just like, all right, I'm eating fast food. I probably should stop doing that, right?
That was a tough one for me. I still do eat Chinese from time to time, I mean, but the most quality.
Yeah, you're right, and I will just kind of go back to that. Like a lot of people think, well, I don't know nothing, I don't know where to start, what do I do? I'm pretty sure you weren't sure, but you knew what not to do. So you're like, all right, let me eat this less, and man, I wasn't moving, I'm going to move now. You know, and right away you start seeing improvement,
Yes.
and then from there, as coach, you always say, it starts with your strength, your health, your nutrition. Just from cutting out some stuff and just moving a little bit, you know, all of a sudden your creativity started happening, right? You started thinking a little better. You started probably realizing, all right, wow, I feel a little better. I really lost a couple pounds. I mean, what's next? What's next?
Yes.
And, you know, it had you going. It's like a domino effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's next? What's next? Of course.
And I think to go off of that, I always tell people, like, when people are struggling, like, maybe financially, getting a job that they want, building a business, or whatever it is, that still starts with your health and with your nutrition, because like Ruben was just saying, you're going to have more focus, more clarity, more drive. You are an example of that, man.
Yeah.
It gives me goosebumps.
Dude, that's
because
awesome.
it's awesome
Yeah.
to see.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Like to see now that you are so much more focused and you have so much more clarity. You're here when you come to train here. He's here early, like focused, ask questions. He's involved. The other day he was puking, like
Puking.
but my point is, like, you rewind even 9 months ago, you're a different human being, man. So that's advice that I always give to people is, if you're looking to make any change, man, you feel like you can't make more money, you need more money, the financial situation you're in, whatever it is, you feel stuck in your relationships, getting your health, getting your fitness in check, that is going to be step one to fixing all the other areas, because the focus, the energy that you're going to now have is a completely different thing than the way you feel right now. So it's really like, it's something that it's invaluable. Like, you have to understand that this needs to be a staple in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Well, that's great, man.
You can't go wrong getting strong, at the worst. If you're at your point and you're not sure what to do, just work on yourself. Gain some strength, get your health better, get your life going, and it only just moves forward from there.
Right. Well, Harry, if there's one takeaway before we wrap up today's show, if there's one big takeaway you would want the listeners at home to get from watching or listening to your story and seeing you on this show today, what would that one thing be? The person like you who was in a dark place and now is in a wants to get to that next level, kind of the process you've been in the last 6 months or so.
Just move forward, at your own pace, and do what has to be done, and don't let negativity get in your way, and just go hard.
Go hard, man.
Yes.
I like it.
All right. Well, Harry, listen, man, I couldn't be more proud of you. I love you like a brother, man, and it's great to see you here and seeing your progress over the year, man. Really, I'm proud of you. I couldn't be more proud, and I want you to keep kicking ass because I know that the future is bright for you.
Right. Thank you.
Harry, keep it up. One thing, pat yourself on the back for what you're doing. You made the decision yourself to get better, right? Just
Right.
There you go.
All right. Well, guys, I hope that you enjoyed Harry's story here, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode of TTS Talk. By the way, this is episode 31. Didn't throw that in the beginning of the show.
31.
Yeah, 31 episodes
31.
in. But, guys, if you know somebody who today's show could help, please share this video with them. Let them see it. It's the only way that we could really grow the show. Just share it with one person who might find this episode helpful. If you need me for anything, if you have any questions for me directly, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Chris_Tutela, Tutela on Instagram. Rube, where could these guys and girls find you?
You guys, you can send me a message, DM me at _Ruben, RUBEN_Borges, BORGES. Feel free to ask me any questions.
All right, and Harry, if anybody has a question for you, where can they find you? Can they reach out to you on Instagram?
Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Was Harrison Weiner or Weiner Harrison? One of
He's not sure. One of you check one or the other. He'll find it.
We're
We'll probably tag
Harrison
him.
Weiner I got two. So.
All right. If you have any questions for Harry, if you have similar experiences and you feel like Harry could help you out, I'm sure you would be more than happy to lend a helping hand. So, guys, thank you for tuning in to today's show. It means the world to us. Keep kicking ass, and we will catch you next week on another episode of
TTS Talk.
Catch you next week.